welcome back to my channel, Cord Cutting in Sports. Today I have a video that I am really excited to share with you, which is going to show you how you can download replays of Fox events, so events that have aired on Fox, FS1, BTN, and so on, from the website using n_m3u8dl-re. And the reason why I'm excited about this is because first of all, you can use this program, but instead of having to use Streamlink. But second of all, this process that we're going to go through will strip out all of the ads, so you're just left with the video. All right. So first, just a quick little bit of background information. The current method, before I learned this, to download videos from Fox, FS1, BTN, involved only using Streamlink, and basically you can go check out one of my other videos. I'll put the thumbnail up on the screen here, but you would download the video using Streamlink. It would save it as a TS, transport stream file, but then you would have to, in order to really edit it, do anything with it, you would have to re-encode it into a different file type, file codec, really, using a program. Typically I use Handbrake, but there are others out there you could use. And then once that was done, and that can be time-consuming process, could take a couple hours depending on how long the event is, then you would have a file where the ads would be stripped out, and you could actually edit and cut the file if needed, and so on. The problem was, if you tried to download the files using either YouTube DL or this program, this n_m3u8dl-re, it looks like it would download the whole thing, but then when you go to play it, it would only show you the ads. It wouldn't show you the actual content of the event. Okay, so that has all been changed. That has all been fixed. I'm going to go through this process. A special shout out to the person on one of the message boards I'm on who introduced me to this method and shared the script that basically I'm going to run, which will allow it to strip out all of the ads. All right, so with that being said, there's going to basically be two parts to this video. The first part is going to kind of be what I call the background work. So that is, I am going to go through the entire process of downloading and installing and setting up the programs that you need in order to do this, as if they're not already installed on my computer, as if you were starting from scratch, so to speak. So if you already have n_m3u8dl-re installed, then you can skip some of the first part of this video. And if you already have FFmpeg installed, again, you can skip the first part of this video. The other steps, though, at least for this background setup part, you probably also want to watch just to see exactly how they work in terms of creating the blank m3u8 file and then running the PowerShell, creating the script file and then running the PowerShell script, because you might have to change permissions on your computer. So in any case, I'm going to go, and then part two is going to be the actual process that you would use anytime you wanted to download a file. So this is essentially doing it, pretending it's the first time, and then part two is going to cover, okay, these are just the steps you would do, going forward if you want to download additional files. Okay, so bear with me. Links will, by the way, be links and everything in the description of the video. Also, I'll try to add stuff in the pinned comment of the video as well. But the first thing I've done is I am at the website where you can download the latest version of n_m3u8dl-re. This is the program that we're going to actually use to download /save the video itself. Okay, so I'm on a Windows machine, Windows 11 specifically, so I'm going to download or save the program from this top link right here. All right, it is already set to the directory where I'm just storing everything. I'm this test2 directory. So I'm just going to save this. All right, so that's done. That's downloaded. Next thing, I have the FFmpeg website up here. And let's see here. I need to download let's just do the essentials in the zip version. Let's save that to the same directory. All right, now that that's done downloading, I'm going to go to the directory and basically extract or unzip, both of those files. So now I'm in my directory right here. I'm just going to use WinRAR. Okay, and now for FFmpeg, so the thing you have to be careful with is you need the FFmpeg files to actually be in the same directory as the n_m3u8dl-re executable. So what I'm going to do is just go in here. Specifically, it's these three files right here. So I need to copy these, or cut these really. I just Control X, and then paste them out here. Okay, so they just need to be in the same directory, like I said, that the n_m3u8dl-re.exe is in. So I've got everything now stored in the same directory, test2. Okay, the next step, I'm going to create basically a blank .m3u8 file. This is going to have text pasted into it when we go to actually download the file, but I am going to just create the blank thing for right now. So I'm in the same directory that my programs are downloaded into, right? And there's multiple ways you can do this. You can either open Notepad, or you can also go to New and then text document like this. And I'm just calling mine test. And now you're going to change the extension name to M3U8. Okay, just accept that. That's fine. And now, just to show you, go to Edit. I'm going to right-click here, and you can either go to Edit in Notepad, or you can go Open with Notepad, either one. And notice, drag it over here. This is just the blank M3U8 file that we're going to paste the text into later. Okay, so I'm just going to keep this open for now, but as of right now, it's just, again, it's a blank Notepad file. All right, so next, what we need to do is create the PowerShell script that we're going to run. Oh, also one thing, sorry, I forgot to mention, there will also be a link to a blank, just, test.m3u8 file that you can download as well. There'll be a link in the description of the video. Okay, so next thing, we're going back to Notepad. We are creating a we're creating a PowerShell script that we can run. Again, you can also download this. I'll have a link to one that's already been created, or like, for example, we can just go here. And what you're going to paste is everything that is copied in, is everything that's listed in the description of this video. So I'm going to paste it here. Now, there are some two things that you need to edit. First, this part up here, this path/2, that's where you need to put the specific directory where the file is being kept. So mine is in the two M3U8 files are in C:, and then the directory test2. Okay, so I do need to change both of those to that. The test at M3U8, that's the one that's currently blank and it's already open, and that is where you're going to paste some text in later once we get the event. The other one, the second one you see listed here, this is what's going to be created when we run this PowerShell script file. So you do not create that file right now. That's going to be created later. For this, I'm going to go to Save As, and then in this same directory, where the programs are installed, where the blank M3U8 file is, your name you were going to type is test, or you can call it whatever you want, but I just call it test, P, and then extension.ps1. Okay, I mean, you can get rid of this if you want, but you don't need to. But the point is, you give it a .ps1 extension, and then save it. All right, so now I'm going to close that because we don't need to edit that anymore, but I'm still going to keep this blank file open for later in the video. All right, so that is basically step one, or not step one. That's basically part one. This is kind of like the background work that I've done, that you would need to do the first time before you download any replay video. So now I'm going to start with part two, and these are the steps you would need to repeat for any time that you need to download or save an event. Okay, so now to start part two, I've gone to two new websites. The first one is foxsports.com/replays. This is where you find all the replays of events, it aired on Fox FS sporting events that aired on Fox FS1, so on. BTN. The other page I have brought up, okay, this is something that we are going to have to do as well, which is, at least on my computer, I had to change the policy for running unsigned scripts. Basically, if you don't do that, it gives you an error. And so you have to do that in order to get the script to run. So essentially, we kind of have to do these. We basically have to do these steps in order. So the first thing is we got to pick out what game we want to download, to save. All right, let's pick, I don't know, this Xavier Marquette basketball game. Okay, first thing I'm going to do though, before I load it, I am going to go to open the developer tools. You can either go like more tools and developer tools, or you can do Control plus Shift plus I. So now I have this open. In the filter window right here, you want to type 7.m3u8. We're looking for a specific m3u8 URL. So now, click on this event. Wait for it to load. Just turn off the audio because it's coming through my headphones. All right, so what you want to do now is you want to click on this specific 7.m3u8 URL that you see here. Now, you will probably have the headers tab selected by default. What you instead want to do is you want to go to the preview tab. You need to copy or select everything in here and copy it, and then it's going to be pasted into, actually let me scroll down too so I don't get a copyright complaint, into the blank M3U8 file. So I just click in here, I do Control A to copy everything, Control A to select everything, Control C to copy everything, and then I am going back to my test.m3u8 file, which is blank. I just paste everything in here. Don't do any other editing. Now that it's pasted, now I can save it, and now I'm going to close it. All right, now what we have to do is we have to run the script, the test.ps1 script. However, I can't do that until I enable the ability to run unsigned scripts. So the way we're going to do that is we're basically going to have to enable permission in PowerShell. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Start. So you click the Start button in the corner, and then start typing PowerShell. Then click Run as Administrator right here. Okay, so here is the terminal window that has now opened. What you're going to paste, and you can get more by the way, you can get more information from this website right here. This is basically the website I found when I was searching around about how to do this. You're basically going to do going to copy and paste. Let me make sure I get this right here. It's the policy stop current user. Yes, it's essentially what it has here for example 4. It's this top line. What I have pasted in the description is actually, it's in the opposite order, but that doesn't matter. But essentially, you're going to copy and paste this. And then yes. All right, So now that that's done, now I should be able to go to, and I'm going to navigate to the directory, the test2 directory. So the way you can navigate back in here is cd ... That basically goes, up one level. Now I'm at the C:, and then cd space, and then test2. That's the directory I'm switching to. Okay, now I should be able to execute the test.ps1 script. However, here's the problem. If you just type test.ps1, okay, notice it doesn't run. There's a, it kind of gives you like an error. You have to technically type /test.ps1. So /test.ps1. Notice that it did not give me an error. If I had not done that thing to allow unsigned scripts initially, it would have given you an error when I tried to do this and say your computer's not set up to run unsigned, scripts. All right, so now I'm going to go back to the directory. Notice there is now this file right here, test_cleaned.m3u8. Okay, this basically has the M3U8 file information, except it's stripped out all the stuff related to ads. So now when it goes to download it, it's not going to grab any of the ads. It's only going to grab the actual event itself. Okay? So the script created this file, and now we're going to use this file to download it. So go back to the terminal window, basically the PowerShell window that we're already in here. And okay, so I'm already in the directory, and now what I want to execute is basically, let me just move this over here. Basically, it's this command line right here. It's just the n_m3u8dl-re. I'm just setting the format to mkv. It's going to go off this local M3U8 file. It's not going to go off, a network stored M3U8 file, but it's going to go from a website, but instead it's going over this local file that was just created. And then here's save name. You can just put whatever. So now I'm just going to copy this whole thing, go back here, paste it. Darn it, that's right. It doesn't work in, or no, let me see. So if you want to do it, let's see if this works. Yeah, see, if you want to do it in PowerShell, technically you have to put the period and the slash in front of it. If you closed out of this and instead opened a regular terminal window by going to Start and then typing CMD, then you could just paste the thing as is. But if you're going to do it in the PowerShell window, you do need the dot and the slash. All right, so I'm now going to let this download, and then I'll come back to the recording when it's done. Check on everything and make sure that the video and audio looks good, sounds good, and then, basically that'll be it. Okay, the file has finished downloading. Don't worry about these warnings and stuff in here. Everything should have worked out correctly. So let's go ahead and just make sure it plays, and also see if I can get some of the audio to come through as well.
His is getting force. Both side the hot hand, and you opposite side. Nothing but the glass. Marquette. 50 loose balls.
I anticipate a great shoot.
Messina Moore.
Now start off number Jaden Brad.
Second half trying to threaten a needle in a.
Okay, so hopefully you heard the audio there, but the audio worked fine, the video worked fine. There were no ads. The thing plays completely normal, properly as it's downloaded. We don't need to do any additional work to it. We don't need to run it through Handbrake or any other files. And the only thing that basically ends up being included that you might want to cut out is essentially halftime. So whatever they air during the normal halftime show, and this is for any sporting event, that is included, but all of the ads are gone. They are no longer there. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, or you're trying to follow this method or whatever, you can leave them on the video below, but it's actually better to email me directly, just because for some reason I'm not getting notification about any of the comments below. Otherwise, check out my other videos. There's one, obviously I've got one that shows you the method you have to use to download anything from ESPN. ESPN plus, basically any of the ESPN channels now, and you're using the same program, n_m38dl-re. But otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you are able to get it to work for you, and I'll see you with another video here soon.